All right, another day, right? I'm going to try out this fancy little microphone I got. Hopefully it works out well. Simple little buy off Amazon. Plug for Amazon, even though they messed up getting my tool out to me. But I'm about to head down to the skill center on post, knock out these tires real quick. I got my own valve stems. I got my own stick-on weight, so I should just have to pay for the time I use the machines. It's going to be much cheaper than, sorry, if I drop them off at the shop. Fighting a cough still because I'm back in El Paso. Phlegm, dust, dirt, all that good stuff. But get these Atlas Cross Sport wheels put back on the car, knock out an oil change, and then finally drop it down, take it for a spin, see how it is, and set up a time to get it into the dealership to get the sunroof done and get alignment done. So let me know what you think about this microphone and how it sounds. Right now, to me, it sounds like it's got a lot of rasp in it, and I'll be better off just using the phone speaker and microphone to talk with, right? Because right now it sounds like it's got, I don't know, I wouldn't say feedback, but like I'm talking in a tin can to you guys. So I'm gonna film this episode, this little film with it, and let me know what you think. Please give me some feedback, get some interaction from you guys, and we'll see how it goes. All right, just pulled up to the shop. It looks like a handful of bays are used, but tire bay is closed, so that's a good sign. But yeah, man, driving down was crazy. You know, I-10, people drive like I don't know, man. Can't say the words. Hailed, weaving in and out, bikes flying around. El Paso's a hell of a city, right? But let's go ahead and get in here and knock out these tires. Let's get going. All right, took the microphone off. I got a lot of fans in here blowing, so it's gonna be a little loud still. Got the wheels lined up. I'm gonna use that machine right there. The additional arm to mount. That one right there to balance. If you look, a whole bunch of bays down here, right? Woo. They even do state inspections here. They do some repairs on the other side, but they won't touch European. They won't touch European cars. They like JDM. You got a Honda, Acura, any of that, they'll touch JDM, but they don't want to do European. I asked if I could use the alignment machine. Of course, they said no, which I expected. They're expensive, right? They don't want someone messing them up. But I would love to be able to use their alignment machine, knock out my own alignments. So you can see behind me too, they got some covered areas. All right, they do vehicle storage. So right now we're gonna knock out these tires. Hopefully it'll only take me like 45 minutes. We'll see how rusty I am or how much trouble these get. First step, you gotta take the cores out the valve stem so you can let the air out. You gonna use this bad boy, break the bead on both sides, be able to take the tire off. Here's a little tool to take the valve core out. I brought my own valve stems, or you could reuse the old ones, but I brought new ones. First tire's off, took all about 5 minutes or so. Low Pro, it's a little harder to break the bead just so you don't mess up the wheel. I'll see if I can get a better picture. But took the wheel off, the tire, sorry. Cut out the valve stem from under here, pulled it out with this bad boy. This is to install and pull, right? New one's in, valve core is out of that as well. So when I put the air in, it helps set the bead and puffs the air in, sets the bead, and then I'll screw the valve core back. So here's how you break the bead, right? You got this little shovel head that lines up. On a Low Pro, you want to line it up out or in the center, right? So you can push it in, because as it goes in, it's going to get closer to the wheel. You don't want that to nick the wheel, especially on alloy. Steel wheels, no problem, you know, no damage. I'm going to do that side, then I got to rotate it around and break it down on all sides, make sure it's off. Flip it around and do the back bead as well. And then I'll try to get a spot of how I got it up. Also, if you're doing tires yourself, you're starting out at a shop or whatever, always pay attention, look and see if they're marked. Even though the tread pattern looks like it's interchangeable, there's a slight difference, right? A lot of them are directional. So make sure you got the outside on the face of the wheel and the inside on the back side of the wheel, so the tire actually wears and does what it's supposed to do, how it's manufactured. So the top one, the first bead is easy to get on. This one, I gotta fight, right? I gotta put a bar here, get it below the duckbill, and keep this side down, along with keeping this side low as well, so that as it goes around, that stays below that duckbill. The bead, which is this, there's a metal ring in here, metal wire. That's got to go, that snaps onto the wheel. That's got to stay below this duckbill in order for it to track around and line up on the balancer. What you want to do is make sure you get all your wheel weights, your old ones off. Right, you got to clear all that off so you're starting fresh. Slide it up there. You're going to pick the proper cone that sits through the center of the area right here. Makes it nice and flush, and it clears your handle, right? Tighten that up. You're gonna get the width, the diameter, and the offset, or the ET, with this bad boy. It's gonna spin it. It's gonna tell you how much weight you need and where, right? So once you get it lined back up with that, whatever that number is, that's where it's gonna go on the wheel, inside or outside. You see 75 and 50, kind of blurry. 75 is going to go towards the face of the wheel. 50 is going to go towards the inside of the wheel. And you see this little line right here lines up. You got to line it up the best you can with the wheel out there, right? So I've got a 75 in there. Some machines will actually shoot a laser across, and you can have a little pedal to step on that will hold the wheel right where it needs to be. Right where it needs to be. Just depends on what machine it is, how fancy it is. Some of them will even lift the tires up for you. Some of the skill centers won't let you touch the balancing machine. Some of them you have to pay the people to do as well. I like this one because it allows me to do it myself. Schofield Barracks in Hawaii wouldn't let you. I want to say the one in McDill down in Tampa, they let me. Actually, they let me one time. I went back again, and I guess whoever's working the desk didn't. It changes, it varies. This shop though as well, as you can see over my shoulder, multiple bays. I got four post bays, but you can rent a whole cart, right? When you rent the bay, you can check out a whole cart that has your basic tools that you need to get going, and then they have specialty tools as well that you can use. Some shops, you rent the bay, they give you like 10 tokens, has a bay number on it. You turn in the token per tool you use. So you got to bring in your own tools no matter what, or you're burning 10 tokens for a socket set, right? And you got to turn in a tool to get your token back to get the other tool. This one's pretty badass. Gives you the whole push cart to use. The hourly rate is a little bit higher. I don't remember what it is, 12 or 14 bucks, I don't remember. But then you have that freedom of the tools itself, right? Everyone has tools you can use. It's just how they issue them out is different. Well, but like I said, this one's been pretty good. I've used it a lot for tires. I've done a lot of things on the Audi, the Tiguan, and I'll probably have another post up here sometime in here again with another video. But overall, pretty good shop. I like to go ahead and put the heavier weight on first, get it on, close the hood, let it spin, right, to see if I got it, if I got that one placed right. As you can see, it says 25. I'm gonna pull that back off, do it again, because I don't wanna have 3 different spots for weights. So I'm gonna pull off the 0.75, which is 3/4 of an ounce, pull that off, place it again, and see what those numbers come out. We're at 0.75 again. I just gotta get a better placement of where it is on that inner, closer to the face area, and I'll spin it again. Once all said and done, that's what you want. Zeros across the board is balanced out, right? So I put the ones with the least amount of weight in the front of the vehicle, and then the other ones in the rear. Although all 4 of them didn't take much weight, luckily. If you even got a fancier machine, some of them had a road force variance. When I worked in San Antonio, I had a guy that worked at a Lexus dealer that I paid to do my tires. Threw him some money on the side. He knocked them. He would sometimes even pick them up from my house, took them, balanced them, and brought them back. Like, yo, talk about service, right? but sometimes I meet them up there at the shop and drop them off. But they do a road force variance where they apply force to the tire like you're on the road, and gets the high and low spots and gets a better balance, right? So the least amount of weight on the wheel is always the best. Shows you got better tires. The tires are put on the wheel correctly. That one way you're supposed to do it. These little dots, you know, it's been a while since I've done it, but those little dots actually mean something. There's a yellow and a red on some of them. You're supposed to put, I think the yellow, I don't remember which one, man, I'll be lying to you. One of them gets lined up with the valve stem because that's like the highest spot or the lowest spot. That's the correct way to do it. I struggled a little bit with getting some of them on. The low pro is always a pain in the butt. And these aren't even super low. The ones on my 22s are even worse. That's why I'm taking them to a shop to get done. One, these machines don't do 22s reverse mount, and I'm not gonna struggle with it. So I'm gonna pay the 40 bucks or $37.50 they want to get them knocked out. All right, 21 bucks. Said I was here for 2 hours. They charged me for a flat bay or a tire machine. I'm not sure how they charge me. Usually they'll charge for tire disposal too. I've been coming here a good bit of times. Luckily I didn't end up with that, but they can take them right on post behind where we got like a bulk pickup or bulk drop off where all the units take their stuff too. And I'm pretty sure that's, sorry, that's where they're gonna drop them off anyways. But $21, 2 hours, you know, this 5-minute video that I'm about to post. Might be informative for you, might not. But either way, hopefully someone got something out of it. Low pros are a little bit harder. Regular tires with a big ass sidewall. Much easier to do, more give. You don't have to fight with them as much. But it's been a while. I used to do this for a living back in the day, in my younger years, like 20 years ago. So I've got a good idea of how to use the machines, what not to do, what to do, how to mess up a wheel, how not to mess up a wheel. It just happens sometimes. So hopefully you got something out of it. Like, subscribe, share. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me something better. But the best thing to do when you're doing low pros is always make sure you got enough tire lube on the tire, on the bead, so that it spins and sits easier and breaks down and gets over that lip for you. All right. Till next time. Share, subscribe, like. Press that button. Press it.